Everyone's made it back from lunch. Best of luck. Round 3 has begun.
So just to let you know what's going on right now, I'm trying to put together a screen graphic for when we're in between games to help inform about the nature of the event. So I'm just going to be busy for a little bit, for another 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. Like I say, as I'm sure you know by now, as I'm doing an event, all sorts of things occur to me, and I'm trying to do them all at the same time. And I just had this sudden idea to create a proper screen that explains a bit about the Nerf Herder and the charity, and how you guys at home can contribute. Once again, let me get onto chat. So once again, this weekend is the Nerf Herder event here in Stockport, just outside Manchester in the UK. This is the UK's most prestigious charity event. Okay, and yeah, everything seems to be fine here. The most prestigious UK charity event, and this involves. How do I get the chat up? I want the chat. No, hang on. What I want to go back, chat. Right, I also want to go back. I want to watch. Where's my channel? That's my stream. No, that's my stream. Okay, now I want to make it a small window. Come on, dude, that makes noise. Did it just close? What's going on? Okay, so anyway, regardless, I'll talk about what's going on the screen in a moment. Simon Fullalove from Preston, local boy, is playing against Adam Shipley, originally from Wales. I understand he's not too far away now either. Simon is playing an L3337 with trick shot, tactical officer, Han Solo with trick shot, Tobias Beckett, Rid cargo shoot, Lando Calrissian with trick shot, 000, Lando's Millennium Falcon and BT1, and Fullalove Godalhi with Debris Gambit and Moldy Crow. Problem is, Simon confesses that he has magnetized his ships, and this morning the magnets broke. So he is unable to field his ships. So you're looking at empty bases, which was heartbreaking to have two of those ships and then just only see one of them. Not even see any of them. But anyway, what you can see is right now you've got the closest one to your screen is the orange one. That is the Han Solo base, and the green turret arc indicator is Lando Calrissian. Okay. Adam, on the other hand, on the other side of the table, is seeing something we're becoming quite familiar with, is Jakku gun runners. And what I don't know. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Two Jakku gun runners with Fullalove Godalhi and a Boba Fett. Boba Fett with Han Solo and the Marauder Type 1000, and Fullalove with the Moldy Crow. So pretty light on upgrade cards. There are a couple of things here that I've not put in. So let's put in here that just so we can remind ourselves that Lando is a green Falcon, and the lower Jakku Gunrunner, it also has a ID token for green to help us identify it. Okay, yeah. So there we go. Can I not get this video to work, or what? What's going on here? Is the application broken? Has the iPad crashed? It looks like it. Oh no, it's just gone to camera. Twitch. Let's just try and shut the app down. Let's try and shut the app. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this probably wasn't helping. Okay, so he's got a hit and a crit, looks like, and there's two blanks. One bit rolled to become an evade. Lando gets stressed and takes one. I can't help you, just stay there. Or what table number? What table number? 36. Make sure that your opponent and at least the people next to you are witnesses.
He was the one that told me about it.
Yeah. Okay. Table what? What? What table? What table? All right, okay, he's right there. The spot prize has been won by table 36. I believe. Or at least nobody else. Okay, back on target. Okay, what's going on? They're on dials. Okay, this is why. No, whoa. He's just come over and there's no one else here, so I figured I'd say it. He's not got anything for it. Yeah. It's that and the poo thing. Yeah. Both of them. Yeah, the sunglasses and the poo. We'll just leave it there and we'll wait for somebody else to come back. Okay, so that's working. What? So many distractions, man. Chat. I'm finally on chat again. Okay, well done, Simon. Right, now we're getting back on target. Okay. So, yeah. An interesting situation, though. You've got the Jakku gun runners with their tractor beam array, which isn't going to do them much good in this list with the two Falcons being large base ships. So yeah, what I was speaking about before, this is the most prestigious event, UK charity event, which has been going on for 3 years now. First year was like something like 70 players, was run by Rasta Mace himself. Second year, something like 100 players, was won by Simeon de la Pina. Rasta went on to win the European Championship after winning the Nerf herder. Simeon went on to win the World Championship after winning the Nerf herder. So whoever wins this tournament, there's going to be all eyes year to see what he can take. Well, he or she. There are two female players today. He or she can do. We've got the first year they raised something like £2,000 for charity. Last year they raised like £5,500. So this year we're trying to see if we can break that record. And in interest of that, you can contribute from home. There are two ways to contribute. You can use Twitch Prime to subscribe to this channel this weekend. All Twitch Prime subscriptions will be going straight to the Nerf herder charity for this year, which is the Royal Hull Infirmary Children's Hospital. And what are you looking for? Masking tape. Oh, I have no idea. And wait a sec. So you can do it by using the Twitch Prime on this channel. That's if you've got Amazon Prime, you get these special Twitch Prime subscriptions for free. They call them subscriptions. They're really just kind of like tips, tokens. Yeah, think of it like tokens, like those porn channels and stuff, where you can give the girls tokens to do dirty stuff. But in this case, it would normally contribute money to my efforts, but this weekend all that money will be going to the Royal Hull Infirmary, the Nerf herder charity for this year. Then we've got the other way of contributing is through PayPal. You can send money to nerfherder@yahoo.com on PayPal, and that money will go straight towards the Royal Hull Infirmary Trust. One of the things, this is what typically when I stream, I'm not normally in the admin booth. But the way that they've got very limited space here, and so I had to set up in the admin booth, and I've got very small space as it is. But yeah, it means that I'm getting distracted by a lot of stuff going on as the judges are all off handing out table numbers and etc. People are coming up to me and asking stuff and talking about stuff. Tim, this gentleman in the maroon sweater, he won the spot prize. I don't know if you want to do it or Carl does it or what. The maroon jumper. Okay, so. They're also running. It's like there's several ways of collecting money they've got this year. We've got whenever you are beaten 200-0, you're not required to, but it's suggested that you buy a chocolate bar for the British among us, a curly whirly for the opponent that tabled you. And the money paid for that chocolate bar will be going straight to the charity as well. There are also a number of spot prizes for each round. For example, this round we had, as you probably paid attention, I was interrupted earlier. The first person to roll 3 evades or 3 crits wins a spot prize, which is kind of like a giant lollipop in the shape of a poo emoji and Fullalove sunglasses. So onto debris. Rolls a dice. Rolls a die. Oh no, 'cause he's got. Yeah. Okay, doesn't take anything, so it's a debris. Only a crits work on that. Judge.
And I'm going to spend 2 force charges for those.
We've got any judges knocking around?
2 hits, 2 crits.
Wakey, wakey.
Wow. 2 hits.
Okay. So combat. 4 dice. Han Solo onto the Jakku Gunrunner. Obstructed, I'd guess. I think so.
Spotlight is gone.
So Sabine, you pick it and you shoot at hand.
It's just a trick shot. It's a built-in trick shot. But it works for evade as well.
Okay, so 2 hits and a crit and a focus. It doesn't have the focus there. So 2 and a crit.
You still get your bonus.
Through the asteroid, trick shot. 1 evade takes a hit and a crit. And the crit is console fire.
Range 2 at morale. Range 2 for that's 1 green dice. Roll 1 evade.
Two hits and a blank. Well, 1 hit, 1 crit and a blank, and a blank. Takes 1. You already lost 2 shields. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. All right, it's a structural damage. Yeah, structural damage. Defend, roll 1 fewer dice onto Han Solo. 1. And gets the evade with the shiny die.
And then Fullalove. 10, yeah. Focus. 3.
I need at least one thing.
Gets 2. Takes damage onto Jakku Gunrunner. Number 2 and the first points go up on the board. 14 points. Range 1 then. Fullalove against Lando. Two hits with the focus onto Lando. No, on Bahan.
Yeah, it's 8.
So what's going on there?
Did you have any abilities?
What? He was attacking range 1, wasn't he? Oh, it's Lando. Yeah, dumbass. Okay, I was mixing things up completely. Okay. Right, hit and a focus, spends the focus. Also on Lando, takes another 2.
We did well there. It was a lot of effort from both.
Well, how many? Yeah, because he's not rolling any dice because he's got structural damage. Okay, confusing. Thank you, Wampa Pattern Baldness, for contributing to the Nerf Header charity today through Twitch Prime. Once again, that money will be going to the Royal Hull Infirmary, Children's Hospital in Hull. Okay, so thank you, Wampa Pattern Baldness, for your contribution there. We do have plenty of players in from Just Play. We've got X-Wing Dad himself, Phil Blackmore, Dan Stevens, Tom, I should say Twiggy is playing, Twiggy Williams, Tom Williams, and Dan Stevens, Chris. Can't remember his last name.
I'm going to go for the research.
So Lando taking a pounding as he's kind of strayed from the group into the middle of the kill box set up by Adam. Now, at risk of the Jump Masters getting involved. Jakku Gunrunner takes a 2-turn to the left.
And your
Well, I was on an eyeball anyway. That's when you apply your dupe first.
L 3371 banks left. So now, obviously, with Lando having a structural damage crit, there's absolutely no need to bother with the tractor beams on him anymore. He's already rolling one fewer defense die. He's only got 1 agility, so 0 defense die for him, and he can't cure that crit until he's dead. So that's it. He no need to be sticking tractor beams on Lando to try and mitigate his agility. Calculates. And Fullalove. 1 straight onto the rock. He's got his debris gambit. Blank focus and no damage. Yellow Fullalove 2 turns to the left. Oh, he's got metal focus tokens already. Yes. No, that's no help. Once if that keeps going, then we're going to get a whole ton of focus tokens that are metal. It's going to be impossible to tell what's what on the stream. Between shield tokens, focus tokens, evade tokens, if they all become metal, it's going to be impossible. There's absolutely no way discerning the information of what kind of token those are next to the Palo Gadauhi. Please don't give us any more metal tokens. It was okay with shield tokens at least, but once you start doing it with all of them, I don't know, they've got the machine to make them, so they want to try and take advantage of it. We're just nudging up, keeping Lando at range 1 to try and PS kill him. What's Han Solo gonna do?
As my abilities and upgrades, defensive upgrades, trigger first because I have initiative. No, because I have initiative. I do all of yours, yes. No, it's just whatever I've got. You choose which order. So what do you want to do? So 000 onto bombers.
So 000. Yeah, they both 000. mutual 000s. Bobber onto Lando. But it only results in Lando getting yet another focus token and yet another stress token and a focus token. Let's see.
Basic, trick shot.
Yeah, so 4 dice. Whoops. He must have rolled for the console fire because he just put the crit token on there. Must have been no damage.
I'm making the better for you.
So that was hand firing trick shot onto the Jakku gun runner. Boba Fett attacking Lando, range 1 from the auxiliary arc, and 1 hit, 1 crit, 2 hits, and a focus, 3 hits, and a crit. Bye bye, Lando. That's a fuel leak. No, it's not. It's a direct hit. So now Adam's going to fire on Fullalove with Fullalove, I think. He gets 2 hits and blank. No shields left on Fullalove.
Well done, mate. So yeah, these are some of the bows. Oh right, no, these are the product range that we releasing. Am I checking that? Yeah, it's all the information on the paper. I'm Rasta. Have you ever watched?
Okay.
Rasta
Oh, it's when you engage. Oh, right, okay. It's when you actually activate the engagement phase. That you just rolled it. No damage because it was a crit, and does no damage with the attack. Now the other Jakku gun runner attacks. Looks like he's going for Fullalove. 2 hits. And the focus, it's got focus token, spends 1, takes 1.
There you go, now you can go back to your local store and you can say,
It's the one that's in the useful place to do the tractor beaming.
where's your focus? Well played, Mr. Booth. Hope you go to win it now. Don't let me down. Yeah, you can. You still get it. You'll see. No, don't do that.
So it looks like Rasta's lost a second game today to the youngest player in the hall, a 10-year-old boy.
Cheers. Over 2 steps.
So Adam right now has got to try and work out how to capitalise on his position. He needs to start putting damage. He's close to getting Fullalove off the board. He put him on the rock with the tractor beams and made things difficult for him. And yeah, without having taken much damage on his own list, one of his Jakku gun runners is close to being destroyed, but it's still in there. I forgot to take phones off the players' bums. Got to get back onto that. He gets the crit, I think. Just takes the 1 damage off of the L337. 1 shield. This is tough, man. Another one. Half points from L337 without having to do anything. Wow, I mean, obviously the tractor beam, but like, you know what I'm saying. Fullalove also going over a rock. Possibility of damage here. Looks like a crit. And it's a hull breach.
No, I'm not doing it. I didn't put myself on the bloody rock, did I? Not me. You. It's all you.
So unless he manages, so every single damage he's going to take this round will be face up. Yeah, Fullallave's a goner. Okay. So the obvious thing here is take Fullalove off the table this round, and try and take and see what other targets opportunity you get put in front of you, basically.
Yes, with Fullalove on steel, focus. And you doing anything else before I sit back? That was weird. So you don't do it, I don't do it. You do it first. Up to shooting. Oh, you might have it.
So Han Solo's got range 3 arc on the injured Jakku gun runner. Rolls 3 dice. Oh, 4 because of the rock, yeah, with trick shot. Okay, so he gets a hit and a crit. Jakku Gunrunner rolls. Needs to get 2 evades. Gets 1 on a focus. Takes damage. That's a loose stabilizer. Structural damage, sorry. I'm getting confused between my codes from 1.0 and 2nd edition.
No. So my colour goes to guys nearly dead. Yep.
1 hit, 1 focus. It looks like a crit actually, and he's got 2 evades. So the Jakku Gunrunner stays on the table, and Fullalove starts firing. Hit and hit. And that was a disabled power regulator. But he's got on anyway, so it makes no difference. Nothing from Fullalove. Nothing from L3. And focus and a crit. Gets 1 evade. Takes a crit. No. Oh, of course, he's got 1 evade. There's a focus and a crit, not hitting the crit. And they go back to dials. Oof. So a rough round that round for Simon, because he took 3 damage just from the rocks, from being trapped on top of them and having to move off of them. And Fullalove was left in a very dangerous situation with a structural damage crit with the hull breach. Sorry, meaning that all his cards would have been face up. Structural damage is what's on the Jakku Gunrunner. Gunrunner, not Rummer. Cool. Dale Cromwell suffers his first defeat of the day against Matt Whittam. So, Jakku Gunrunner number 1, or number 2 really, but it's the one that's highest on the list on the screen. 3 forwards over L337.
And I've used my action already, so that's fine.
Jakku Gunrunner number 2 takes a bank to the right, a 2 bank right. L337, 1 banks to the right.
Okay, 2 players less than 30 minutes remaining. Under 30 minutes.
And calculates.
I gave you it. It's my fault that I gave you it. My payload? Like up to me. Not really doing it.
Yellow Fullalove. 1 straight forward. And tries to barrel roll, I guess. Is what's going on here. Where's my phone at?
One straight. I realised I put myself right right choice.
Right.
So have you got anything on this or that before I do mine? Nope. Okay, so mine is out of range, and this one must get back on the line.
Shooting and solo range 3-3.
Okay. What's the date?
Boba Fett has no shot. Fullalove does have a shot. Fullalove has 3 dice. Choose the side. How many beginning of anything?
2 of 8. L3's gone.
I mean, as quick as I can. There we go.
Yeah, no sort of damage. He did have
Guys, just to remind you all, after this round is your last chance to buy raffle tickets. If you want raffle tickets, then you can go and buy a PayPal.
So I've done like 10 rolls with these 2 dice.
Yes.
I've rolled 1 focus. I've rolled Bane probably 4 or 5 times now.
Okay.
Not a single double yet. You? Oh yeah, I just roll all the. Oh, there we go. Look, fucking double.
Your dice are amazing.
Obviously Simon quite frustrated with his dice, not performing as well as he would hope.
The right thing to do, and
Them shiny dice will betray you.
I am upside down. I do not.
Dave Sutcliffe joins us in the background of the image there. He's now leaving. He must have heard me. You can also see Oliver Pocknell playing in the background. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know the names of the other 2 players in the immediate background. One from IQ War Games. The team from IQ War Games. Yeah, this has been Simon only managing to get 14 points so far, and with only Han Solo left, it's not looking good for him. At best, he's going to get the 28 points for taking the Jakku off the table, and maybe able to scratch some more points, half points from somewhere else.
Going the wrong way.
And now Adam can take it as leisurely as he wants, really. He's not in a position to chase down Han right now. He wants to bring all of his ships to bear at once. He doesn't want to be sending a couple after Han to just be shot by themselves. He wants to get all 4 of them into a position where they can all fire on Han in one turn and do some serious damage, receiving as little as possible.
I'll give you the one that runs the versus whip up. 500 no to me.
I just do all of mine first, don't I? I don't know why I'm pointing, because I'm just doing everything.
Just move like fleet.
Although it sent Fullalove pretty close up. So that was a surprise.
I can't see my face on
That's true. Ryan Matheson is playing in the background.
Hi, Mom. Excuse me, sir. Would you like to rephrase your wording?
I know, yeah. You've got to bring Boba all the way around and try and get him back.
I've got Han Solo to solo a list.
That's what he's here for, that's why he's got Han Solo. It's real.
Yeah, You're right.
Adam showing an absolute display of dominance. Really, you look at the amount of damage he's taken on his list. Just 4 damage taken, compared to the 13, 17 plus 5, 23 damage taken by Simon. Mind blowing. He's played really well. He's been able to completely capitalise on all his positions. Took complete advantage of the Space Chug Tactical Array to be able to really do damage to some of the smaller ships in Simon's list, Fullalove and L337. And yeah, he got really lucky by getting some good damage onto Lando to begin with, and then just had Lando at range 1 of Bobber to be able to kill him off. And obviously a very frustrating game for Simon. So, Han fires on Fullalove, gets a focus and a blank. Changes the focus. And 2 focuses for Fullalove, so evades. Han can't even scratch a couple of half points off of Fullalove here. This is a desperate situation for Simon. And you can see the frustration on his face, man. It's just like, this game has not gone anywhere near as well as he would have hoped it would have gone. And as you've seen before, he's quite frustrated with his dice. They just weren't rolling for him as he would have wanted. Robert Ram, just leaving. People come over and then leave. We saw Robert Ram win the last round.
Like, commentary on this game can be like, please just pound his ass into looking tight, innit? I was literally like, right, I just fly them in, do some damage, delete a gun runner, and I'll be okay. Back out, sort the stress out, come back in again, delete the next gun runner, and then that'll be it, right? I'll be happy at that. I'd have lost Lando probably by then, but two gun runners, and then probably, like shields on Fullalove would have been a fair exchange for Lando. I agree, right?
Yeah, and basically Simon there is commenting on it, the fact that it was a risk moving his ships into the rocks to engage with the gun runners and the Space Tug Tractor Array, but he figured if he could get an early advantage that way and then escape, it would have worked for him, but it's just not been able to. The dice haven't quite gone his way, and then slooping again with the gun runner. What's important here is that not slooping. Oh, okay. I figured what he was trying to do is just trying to regroup the 2 gun runners with Bobber, have them run up alongside of him. Maybe they are. Maybe Bobber's going to do some sort of 4K or something like that. Not much to do. Oh, switch the camera around.
Is this weird doing all my stuff first?
Can I put Bobber's stuff?
Right. Where would I go?
So not much I can do.
And then Bobber.
Just say no.
Okay, he goes 1 straight.
I should finally get a boost. No.
Yeah?
No.
I think it was better to say something. Just to sit there and be like the 2 of us here going.
So that right.
I made this for you, not for me.
Okay, and it's just a question of now. Just Adam just wants to get to. It's one of these moments in a game where you just want to hit fast forward and get like 5 turns ahead, because it's just a question of how Adam can just wait until he gets Han Solo into the position that works for him. And until that happens, there's not really anything to see going on here. It's just kind of him shuffling around, regrouping on the near edge of the board, and waiting for Han Solo to get into a position where he's compromised.
I would have had a shot on bleed.
Oh, well. I have a shot on bleed. Unamended. I'll take a pointless 2 dice.
No.
Take 1 shield. Or 1 crit. Take 1 shield. I haven't touched you. I haven't even shot him. It's ignored you.
1 shield off of Han Solo.
That's the way to defeat Han Solo. Just pretend he's not there.
He just runs crying.
All my friends were killed. What did you do? Nothing. They died and I did nothing about it.
What even is a thing to die for?
Yeah, like I say, not much going on in this game. You might as well.
If you go over right now, you take that many damage.
I can live with it.
I don't think he's finished yet.
Sadness literally like, what the fuck is this game? There's no sound on that, is there?
You can probably hear us. Let's do everything right. So many things to do. Right, that one first. Go on.
When are you ever going to do the 5 forward? Doesn't matter, I'll allow it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Loops with the Jakku gun runner.
And then that one should bump if you want to.
And then turns into the right to bump against the other one.
Thanks. I'm just going to turn it to a 5 forward.
These are the games that, like, me personally, playing are one of the more difficult ones because you want to have it over, yeah. But at the same time, you don't just want to give in and just give away the ship for free. And so it's just a question of like, and so you basically come. I've got to play for time. I've got to play the last 15 minutes of the game. I've just got to keep the ship alive so I can retain points, and that just becomes such a.
I'm going to be like, who even are you?
Such a uphill struggle.
Right, he's the one that's been dead, isn't he?
Yes, if you do structural damage, you should shoot him. Like, I made sure I got the crit token on, so you were like, yeah,
Target lock.
everything.
There will be retribution.
Okay.
I get to do some shooting.
And you get to do a run with all your toys. It's 4 versus 4.
What's your structural damage?
Oh, no. 4 versus 3.
Target booping.
That was bad. Do that again.
One hit. Re-rolls the target lock to get an extra one and a hit focus and a blank. Keeps checking those dice, but they keep coming up bad. And some damage goes through. And one Jakku Gunrunner is down. 28 points.
What even are attack dice in this game?
Is how much Simon's been able to pull back this turn.
Okay, so where's this rest token go? Drop whatever. Die.
Permanent evade.
Boba gets free with the focus. And he spends 1, takes 2 shields.
Take a critical. Make it.
Yeah.
So Simon.
And oh, it's a wounded pilot. Wounded pilot.
What, maybe?
I have to perform an action or one attack. I think.
4 dice.
Want to hit or crit, suffer damage.
4 dice.
2 hits. And gets 1 evade, 2 focuses, and a blank.
Take another damage and try harder.
Must try harder. Like legit, what even is this game?
No arc from the Jakku Gunrunner.
What?
So yeah, this is where this next turn is where things are really gonna come to an end.
I'm trying to work out what my plans for the next move was. What's I thinking?
I don't know, mate.
That's like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. How is this not over yet?
I can't believe I've taken 23 points. It's not even funny. This is the worst game I've played for so long. And it has to be on stream. I'm like here, you know, all the good.
So yeah, Simon was obviously quite frustrated when things really started to turn against him. He's taking it with good humour now.
You chose the cards, and then you're like, I'm just going to be really shit.
Circus Submarine, you see. Just go ahead and go and win my next like 4 games or whatever.
Okay, between players, 9 minutes remaining, 9 minutes left in the round. As soon as you finish, please get your score sheets up to
I've got
me.
5 Zs, a shuttle, and 2 gun rods. That is so much. Come on, give off.
I don't know if I fit in between the 2 rocks. I put them there. Oh, I'll give it a go.
18 forward.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that one.
Oh, alright, okay, calm down.
Coming in hot.
1 more hit on hand and he loses half points. 5 minutes left in the round for him to keep him alive. 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes left in the round, sorry.
I mean, I might land on the rock as well. This might be the worst end to a stream game of all time. Where both of us are just like...
Simon's just going to be like, next time who's ever Simon's streaming it, it's going to be like, it's going to see our names, it's going to be like, no. They're not stream worthy. They're not even worthy.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's you when I rock.
I think so.
That is you when I rock. You're on the rock ever so slightly.
Looks like Boba touches the rock.
I will take a picture of that.
Oh no, he doesn't do it. He missed the
I'm
rock.
going to be on a rock. I forgot where you were going. I got like that many.
Han Solo bumps and it looks like he's going to end up on the rock as well.
So bump on a rock.
Oh, damn. Now, these rocks haven't been kind to Simon this turn. But this time he gets away with it. But yeah, missing actions. Oh yeah, he did. Boba did end up on the rock and
So excited we forgot this.
took 1 hit
What
point.
even is life?
Alright, Palop, through a rock, range 3. Are you happy with that?
Fullalove firing on Han Solo.
I will spend that.
Spends, gets 2 hits, and they're evaded by Han.
4 dice, 50% of what was required. I want to listen.
But Boba can't attack, the Jakku Gunrunner can't attack. That's the end of that round.
What even is commentary? Yeah, no one saw it. No one saw it. Very good. Take that back, fool.
I legit was not expecting you to bump the quadrants.
I wasn't expecting the bump the quadrants of all things either, to be fair. There was a few things that I wasn't expecting to do, and that wasn't one of them. Again, take that many damage.
Fullalove keeps making stupid decisions, making it hard for him to actually do things in this game.
Fullalove basically needs to hard 2 this turn.
He really does. He really helps.
Bother, 3 forward. 4 forward, 5 forward. So you go with the rock, hand on them, so you get, you know. Yeah? You don't want to come in this way, you definitely don't want to go out that way.
It's true, you are correct.
Come on, literally. You're going backwards too. What even are you?
Jakku Gunrunner reverses to try and continue to block Han. Oh, wow. Jesper also suffers his first defeat of the day to Charles Burkhold. Those, he's playing with Death Rain.
I legitimately went. He's reversing. He's legitimately reversing. Yeah, be above me. I'm proud of myself. Come on, punch his face.
Landed it. Check me out. Well good, isn't he?
I'm well proud.
No, I'm saying.
4 forward, because I forgot to actually use my down. I was too busy concentrating.
Jesper is playing the same list he's been playing since Coruscant. Fullalove, Terok and Fenrau. And he drops a rig cargo chute.
It's all the fun. So anyway, no funsies. I just get to range 1 yet. With no mods.
How come the reads are?
Hit over and over. Because he was off the board and he was cut. He landed like that.
There's something to queue.
It is on that one. You're not allowed. Ready? Go on.
Weapons failure, double weapons failure. Let's take those.
You literally can't shoot.
They have no guns for ages, like for 4 turns or something stupid.
One more hit on that Gunrunner and he's going to get another 14 points on the table. And a pretty poor roll for Bobo. He's going to spend the target lock. Is it Bobo?
Do you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do with the pilot. You've won the game first. Calm down. I'm there. I ain't that excuse me. No. Through the sucks. What even are you? Hello, yeah, just over.
Fabulous, my work here is done. I should be over here. I've done my job. I don't know, nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Where the hell am I going to put this Jakku Gunrunner? Thanks for that. With his weapons failure and his stress and his debris.
Bank right, so I can shoot it.
If I could reverse now, you'd have so much fun getting, like, turned.
Okay. Last couple of turns left. And Ross Pearson beats Scott Bryant.
I know, we're going to do a thing. It's going to be quite exciting. Everyone's going to
It's been a fun game. Like the two of them have been. Obviously, it was difficult for Simon as things kind of turned, but then they've built up they've had a good laugh about it, and it's been fun to watch. Yeah, it's kind of the question is whether or not Simon really made the big mistake by getting into the rocks with and facing up against the Jakkus with their tractor beams. But yeah, it's kind of worked out well for him in the end. All right. Did you guys want me or something?
I just wanted to say something else.
No.
I've watched your video for years, and I meant to come over last episode.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So the way you both come and run, I kind of stood there. I was like, thank you.
What with your no weapon?
Yeah. But at least I look better.
Okay, excellent players. That is time in the round.
Time up. My clock's a little bit slow. It took me about 20 seconds to get it started. So this is going to be last round. Let's see if he can get one more damage on Han Solo and get the half points for that. And he has to try and avoid taking. Adam has to try and avoid taking damage on the Jakku Gunrunner. So yeah, there's no way Han Solo's making it to the end of the game without losing half his points. The question is whether or not Han can get the half points from the Jakku Gunrunner. Okay. So he target locks the Jakku Gunrunner to make sure, and that means he's got a roller die for the wounded pilot. Or not? Uses the target lock to reroll both focuses, gets one crit, and the Jakku Gunrunner gets an evade. Bob. Oh, they went to a final salvo, Bob D and Ben Hepplewhite. Here we go. I can't hear a word. What? Oh. Oh, wicked. Thank you very much.
I've gone in as well, so I've got a few chances. So.
And it looks like something's gone through. He's got three focuses and a blank. He's taking one. He's got a direct hit and a hull breach. 1, 2, 3, 4. Game over. Adam Shipley wins 169-28. And make sure you're kind of in frame. Can you move a bit closer? Yeah, there's not much space here, but we see what we can do. Okay, so well done, Simon. You did the best you could. One of the things we were talking about here was it such a good idea to move into the rocks against two Jakku Gunrunners?
Well, my initial thought there was like I had that many guns, and if I was to try and get Han and Lando with Palob up against one, even if Palob was like flipped about a bit, one would have been deleted.
Yeah, you wanted to try and get rid of one thing, take the risk. Yeah.
That's why Han literally, came straight across, try and get some damage in. We'll fly out again, clear the stress, come back in, and re-engage.
Right.
But
didn't work out that
did not work out that well, no.
And you had a lot of bad luck with the rocks as well with the tractor beams, because there was that one time when you got L3 and Palob on the rocks, and they had to move over the rocks, and you ended up taking like 3 damage in one turn.
To be fair, is because it's such large rocks, which when you're playing obviously trick shot and Han, you want your larger rocks. So when you get caught out with tractor beam on that rock, when you go all the way back again on such a small ship, it's inevitable unless you're really lucky and you're positioning. You're always going back over it again. So it's going to happen. If I was going to be too close, I was going to be on it. If I wasn't going to be close enough, I wouldn't get me trick shot. So it's it was half of one and 6 a dozen of the other, and he just came out luckier.
Right, right. In your case, your list with the double falcon is something that. How have you been doing with that in general?
I've won 2 game night kits with it.
Yeah.
Got a couple of other local things like. It's been doing really well. It's just I have not taken it very far outside of Preston really. So,
right. Okay.
It's not something that I've played against with other lists too much. There's quite a lot of variance here, but there's also quite a lot of samey lists that I've played before. I'm just not coming up against them. Right.
Okay. Cool. And is there something that you find particularly difficult with it?
I think the Scum Falcon's lack of primary attacks when you've not get all your Scum shenanigans.
Yeah.
That it really does hinder you quite a bit there.
Right. Okay.
It really does.
Excellent. Well, Imito, it's only 1 loss so far, so good luck for the rest of the games.
You know, first loss and now everything else is going to lose.
Yeah. Well, there's still 1, 4, and 2 should make top 16.
Yeah, well, they ain't going to be me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cheers, Simon.
Okay. Thank you. Tell Adam to come on over, please.
Have you, Simon, can you...
Oh, hello.
Congratulations,
Hi,
Adam. Well done. So now you're 3-0.
Yes.
Yeah. Your list is well. Obviously, we've seen a lot of Jakku gun runners with bobber and stuff like that. So it's not exactly something that's completely from left field. How well have you been doing with it locally?
So I have a very small local meta and don't get a lot of opportunity to play because I live in rural North Wales in a really quiet place.
Right.
So I've got lots of stuff myself and I just have to see what's good. So the Minoc Open was on last week and the list I'm running is very, very similar to what won the Minoc Open. Same ships, slightly different upgrades.
Okay, right. And is it something that you've been finding is going well? I mean, you've won 3 games so far today.
I had 1 practice game last night with it against some rebels, and that went okay. And the other option was 4 Punishers, and I had a look, and it was just so complicated remembering all the triggers.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? There's a few upgrades. There's only 4 upgrades on the whole list. I don't have to remember too much. It's a long day. All I have to do is move, shoot, and remember 2 triggers.
Because this was the list that in the Minoc Open they did this thing where they didn't really have a top bracket.
No.
They just kept playing Swiss until everyone had 2 defeats.
Yes.
So does that mean the final was played twice, wasn't it?
No, so the 6 and O's on day 2 of Minoc played each other.
No, yeah, I know that. I'm talking about as it went down and got eliminated. Eventually, there was one person that was undefeated against one person that had 1 loss.
No, so Asagraph got a loss after his bye, and then everyone was 5-1 or 6-1, and then that's how they worked it out. So going into the final, they still was 1 loss versus
a bit of a complicated system. More than anything, I worry about the sort of the factor of things going completely awry. Yes. And in a situation like that, you can have situations where you end up having to give a buy again because in what's supposedly the top, you have to give a buy twice because you end up having the odd number of players again. Or you get to the situation where you've got a final where you've got someone who's let's say 9-0 against someone who's 8-1.
Yes.
And then they have to
get
and then the 8-1 plays wins, and then they've got to play again. It's
yeah,
play
everyone
again.
knows if you play someone and then play them again,
yeah.
you lose the second one.
Well, yeah, who knows?
It's so hard to get 2 wins against 1 person.
So anyway, is there something in particular you're worried about with regards to this list?
So there's a lot of bobber around, and I don't think I'm the best bobber player in the room.
There is a lot of bobber.
As soon as I come up against another bobber, I'm expecting to get schooled. I say teached.
Yeah. Well done, man. Good luck with the other rounds, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, I love your work.
Thank you, and the same to you.